Calgary, Alberta is one of the most beautiful cities in Canada, and I definitely encourage you to check it out. And that's why I'm sharing with you the ultimate travel guide to visiting Calgary and Banff. In this video, I'll be sharing with you fun things to do like tourist attraction, family-friendly activity, landmarks and photo opportunities, and a day trip to Banff. I'll also share with you 3 fun facts that I learned about Calgary, the best time to visit, and how to get around. So what are some fun things to do while visiting Calgary as a tourist for the first time? The first thing you want to make sure you have on your list, which Calgary is very well known for, is Calgary Stampede. It is literally the greatest outdoor show on earth. The Calgary Stampede makes over $500 million and welcomes more than 1 million visitors every year. It holds in the month of July, so if you are visiting town around that period, you should definitely check it out. It's a 10-day rodeo event featuring live music, carnival, rides, and a lot more fun things to do. This year, 2024, it's set to hold from July 5th to July 14th. So if you're in Calgary around that period, you should definitely check it out. Next is Heritage Park. This park holds a lot of history to it. You can get to learn about the indigenous people, their history, step back in time and see Canada's largest living history museum. And if you get the chance to go to Heritage Park, you must try out the spiciest ice cream, which is at Avi's Confectionery. I tried it out and boy, it was too spicy. But let me know if you get to try it, if you think it's really hot, or if it's not, or maybe I'm just being dramatic. If you also want to get detailed insight and more knowledge about the city to learn from the locals, I would suggest you book a guided tour or a walking tour. I did a tour and it was really beneficial. We got to walk around downtown Calgary and see a lot of the landmarks and got a lot of photo opportunities. I recommend you check it out. You can stop at Glenbow Museum, Stephen Avenue Walk, the Inglewood neighborhood, Kensington Town, and a lot more. Next is to stop at Winsport. It is also known as Canada's Olympic Park. They have activities all year round for winter and summer. When I went there, I did the downhill go-karting. It was my first time experiencing it and I loved it so much I went back to the top more than 4 times. If you go there during the winter, you can do skiing, snowboarding, cross-country skiing, and a lot more fun activities there. If you go during the summer, you can do things like zip lining, the downhill go-karting, mountain biking, and a lot more. Next stop is for you to visit the Calgary Tower. Pretty similar to CN Tower in Toronto or the King Mahanakon Tower in Bangkok. I've been to those 2 places and it feels pretty much similar. So I didn't go to the top of the Calgary Tower, but I would recommend if you're a visitor or it's your first time there, you get to see from a bird's eye view the view of the Calgary city, downtown, and all over its environs. You can do the glass walk to see the stunning panoramic views or enjoy a dinner at the Revolving Restaurant. Next is to try out any of the food festivals in Calgary. In summer months, they tend to have a lot of food festivals. For me, I was able to attend the Taste of Calgary, but there are a bunch of other ones. Anytime you're in town, you can definitely get one to attend. There you can get food from different cuisines in mini size for a very decent price. Now let's talk about family-friendly activities. There are a lot of fun things to do in Calgary with the kids because it's generally considered a family-friendly city. The first place I would recommend is to go to the Calgary Zoo, where you can see a lot of the rescued animals, different animals, watch shows, and interactive exhibits. Next, you can also check out Calaway Park. It's just a short drive from the city, and this amusement park offers a lot of fun things to do, rides, games, lots of fun things to do for the kids and family as a whole. It's the perfect family day trip with the kids. Other family-friendly activities include definitely checking out the Calgary Stampede and also Winsport. Now let's talk about landmarks and photo opportunities. You want to make sure that you're making a stop at Peace Bridge. It's not too far from downtown. This is a very beautiful spot for you to watch the sunset, take a stroll, ride a bike. I was able to take this beautiful picture very close to Peace Bridge, and people were asking, where did you take that picture? It looks so nice. So you should definitely take a photo there as well. Next is Bow River. As you can see from Peace Bridge, we have the river flowing through, which is how the bridge goes across the river. Here you can do like biking, you can get an e-bike, rent an actual bike, or you can also take a stroll there. The view is magnificent. It's just so scenic. I loved it. I really wish I knew how to ride a bike. It would have been the perfect opportunity for me to bike down Bow River. And lastly, Wonder Sculpture. This giant headpiece is just a stunning art piece on its own that you must check out. It is a great spot for taking memorable photos, so I recommend you check it out. Just outside of Calgary, you can take a little over an hour drive going towards Banff, and Banff is just a magnificent place to visit. Oh my god, you have to check it out. The ride down to Banff is such a scenic view. You get to see the Rocky Mountains or Canadian Rockies. So what are some exciting tourist attractions you should check out in Banff? First is definitely Banff National Park. Here you get to have lunch, you can have brunch, you can have breakfast, you can also just walk around Banff. It's so beautiful. You can also take the gondola ride to the top of the mountain. The view from the top of the mountain is to die for. It's stunning. It brings a lot of peace and fulfillment. I loved it. I just wish I could stay there for even longer. Just make sure that you book the tickets for the gondola before you get there, otherwise you might be waiting in line for hours. Next is Lake Louise. Just a few minutes drive from Banff, you would get to this beautiful lake with turquoise blue water. This is the perfect spot for you to do canoeing, kayaking, or just enjoy the breathtaking views. Right after the Banff Mountain, Lake Louise is definitely my second favorite. Next is Moraine Lake. You know all of those photographs that you see online representing Canada with the beautiful mountains at the back and the blue lake? It is Lake Moraine. The view here is so beautiful, and now they stop private vehicles from going there, so you have to take one of the shuttles, which is very much available and accessible. It is a great spot for hiking, kayaking, or canoeing. Next is Banff Upper Hot Spring. I didn't get to experience this one, but I think you should add it to your itinerary if you get to visit Banff. It's a natural thermal pool and a perfect way to unwind after a long day. And lastly, we have Canmore. It's a very stunning city, very close to Banff. You get to see the Canadian Rockies closely. So beautiful, peaceful, and happy city. There's so much to explore. Hopefully in my next visit I get to explore Canmore. So from the guided tour I did, I learned 3 fun facts about Calgary. The first one is Calgary is actually the sunniest city in Canada. Even when they get snowstorm, they still have very bright and sunny days. I'm very jealous of that. Next is Calgary is the 4th largest city in Canada, following Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. They have just a little over 1.5 million population. Wow. And lastly, Calgary is sometimes called Cowtown or Stampede City due to its cowboy culture. So when is the best time to visit Calgary? Calgary is one of the coldest cities in Canada. They get really heavy snowstorms. So the best time to visit if you are looking to stay there for the warmth or enjoy the best of activities would be during the summer months, which is typically from June to September. But don't be surprised if you go there in September and it's already snowing. So I recommend, even if you go during the summer, you should pack a light jacket because the weather in Canada can change at any point in time. In summer months, they have a lot of festivals, events, carnivals, and activities that you can participate in, as well as the annual Stampede that welcomes over 1 million visitors. So you want to make sure that if you're planning to go there, you plan ahead of time. To finish off, let's talk about how to get around if you're visiting Calgary. Firstly, you can either get around using public transportation. So they have a reliable bus system as well as train system. The LRT is free downtown Calgary. You can access or use the buses by either getting the bus pass or paying with your credit card. You can also get around using ride-share apps like Uber or Lyft. There are also taxis easily available for you, but they will probably be a little more expensive. And lastly, you can rent a car. So there you have it, the ultimate guide to visiting Calgary and Banff. I hope you get a chance to visit. I really loved my time there and I can't wait to go back again. I would love to do the hiking up the Banff Mountain this time around if I get the chance to, and I'm really excited to just check it out. I loved my experience and my stay there and I really recommend it. Hopefully you're able to visit and utilize this travel itinerary. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful. Leave a comment below if you've been to Banff or Calgary or any other thing that I missed out in the itinerary. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.